This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with SB Sports. We're delighted to join with the Kingdom Warrior, Kevin Cronin, once again. And I guess you're the guy that's just got the cream. I guess we've sort of spoke since obviously your last fight in Cork. And obviously you've done the head to heads and everything else. But I guess for a bit of time, maybe it might have looked to you as if maybe the fight wasn't going to get done with Craig. Were you always maybe sort of confident the fight was going to get done?
Um, I did, yeah, I don't know. I was always confident I was going to be signing for it. I mean, it was offered. I wanted the fight. Um, he's the guy that's next in line for the Irish title, so I wanted to be the fella that stepped in to fight him. Um, so yeah, it was a weird one. I thought it was going to be very, very easy make. Obviously, he made things very complicated for stupid reasons, jumping to conclusions and stuff. But look, yeah, I was confident I was going to accept it whenever it was offered anyway. I just knew that the other side of the table had to be sorted. But yeah, it was looking like it could have either been pushed away down the line or just mightn't have happened at all. But then again, I was thinking if he's not willing to fight the BUI, I'll step in anyway. So, um, but look, it is what it is now. The fight's made. Fight's made. We've been in camp with for about 5 weeks anyway, training for him. Even when he was going on with all his not fighting for this and that talk, I still staying in camp training for him because in the back of my head, he was just saying that to maybe try and knock me off the ball a bit and hope I wasn't training for him, I think.
And obviously, when you sort of look at it, I guess in some ways maybe he's played mind games. I guess it's probably, and I know that the offer never came officially from Conlon Boxing. Obviously, it was Butch sort of trying to lay the groundwork to see what it was to take a fight. So, in some ways, maybe it's got you and him both more money up, maybe out of this opportunity. Maybe him having to sort of go online. So maybe it's got you more money out of it. So maybe in some ways you can maybe thank Craig for having an outburst. Maybe they might not have given you as much money as you maybe now getting. So maybe in some ways you can maybe thank Craig for having an outburst online. And I know he's have had a couple of ding dongs, obviously since, and he sort of he has the feeling as if he's like a sort of a side into the fight. Do you sort of look at anything from that, or does that show a weakness where he's sort of crying for more money to sort of make the fight, where this is his sort of last coming, so to speak, in boxing? What do you sort of take from that side?
I think Craig's just making as much noise as possible going for one last hurrah. I think he knows what's coming. I think I personally don't believe that he actually thinks he's going to win the fight. Um, Look, he didn't make the fight worth anymore. That's what the offer was going to be. He never got an offer. He got asked what does he want, and he went crying like a baby. It's like a baby looking for a toy. He just started whining and whining. And I don't know. Look, I haven't personally talked to Jamie Conn or any of them, but like he can talk about the A side, whatever. He can be whatever fucking side he wants. He, I think if I wasn't gonna be the opponent, I don't think the promoters would have even bothered with him. I mean, they kicked up a fuss. I know if I was a promoter, I'd say this fella's he's only gonna make things complicated. Good luck. Um, I don't care about the A side or B side. He can be whatever he wants or whatever he thinks. Like there's clearly a lot of stuff goes on in that fella's head, so he can be thinking whatever he wants. At the end of the day, I just know what I have to do with him in the ring, and that's really the long and short of it. Be it A or B side or C side, I don't care. He's walking around with his Celtic title like he's a world champion. You don't have a ranking after, you don't have anything after that. This is the proper title coming up, and yeah, reality is going to hit very fast.
And I guess for you, it's obviously it's a third time sort of lucky. Obviously, first fight obviously with Jimmy Morrissey in Belfast, start of the year, obviously ending the draw. Um, sorry,
No, first
it
fight,
ended up with obviously him winning.
mm.
I'm so confused with it all. There's been so much going on with it this year, and obviously Galway obviously entered the draw. So for you, obviously, this is your third chance of redemption, even within 9 months. This is your third domestic fight. In 9 months as well. it's crazy to think, but it goes to show you obviously how much Irish boxing's been booming this year. That this could be your third show of the year,
Fourth,
your fourth show,
fourth.
but your third big show. Obviously you were co-main event obviously in Belfast, co-main event obviously in Galway, and I'm obviously not sure as to how the run order is going to go for Dublin, but three different big cities, three obviously title fights. Is this for you? Obviously, is it just no matter what, this is that you have to win? Is this where you're getting this confidence from? Are you getting confidence that you feel that Craig can be easy, or
this fight? I think even if I won every one of them fights, I think this fight was coming because like I've been saying with the bones of 2 years, I'm going to super middle, I'm going to super middle. I kept repeating it. But look, obviously I'm a big bloke at super middle, and I wasn't just going to make it overnight and make it within one camp. It was going to take time. And then the Jamie Morrissey offers came, and realistically we were probably going to have one more light heavyweight fight and go down. But then we said, all right, let's just take it light heavy. For the Celtic, then that fight was over. Jamie got the win. They offered the rematch for the Irish light heavy again. So right, let's do one more light heavy. And the worst part about it was the reason I was going to super middle is because the one time I had nearly made it, bar my Cork fight, the last time where I actually made it was a year before that for Cork. And I was just even in sparring when I was getting closer to the weight, I was just on a different level to what I am at light heavyweight. And I mean, like, I don't mean twice as good or 10 times. It was crazy the difference. And it's the first time I really realized why weight classes are there. Because the performances I'm putting in, just even fighting at this down at this lower weight, it's just I'm far better down here. So that's why I was kind of trying to work towards this. The light heavyweight ones were me taking a risk. That was it. Testing myself, seeing what I could do with light heavy. Obviously, I still believe I took a lot of experience from and could go back and, well, I'm not going back to light heavy. I'm not saying that now, but I'm saying I could go back and perform better at light heavy now. But I'm happy where I am. The weight's chipping down nicely. Yeah, look, I've gained a lot of experience to bring into an Irish title fight with me. I didn't have to do this. I could have jumped the gun and went on and taken on some bigger, higher ranked names. But it was just more so for me as I just want that Irish belt. And I think just last time I thought I should have taken it, but I didn't. That's the thing of the past. Now I just want to get that belt for the mental piece, take it home and move on. Craig's just another obstacle in the way. That's all he is. I don't
what can
look
you
at it.
learn from them experience? Obviously, with obviously the fights with Jamie. Obviously, I guess in both fights, it probably doesn't take a scientist to work it out, but sort of you started sort of slow in both fights. Probably more so probably maybe in Galway because I guess it was the first time going 10. It's sort of pacing yourself. What have you sort of learned about yourself? Obviously, with them two fights, do you feel that that's helped you to come on even stronger? Obviously now you've got that bit between your teeth. You're happy to engage in sort of mental warfare online now to sort of try and get that age as well. What have you learned about yourself that obviously won't come unstuck come the 16th of September?
Look, I just think I've answered questions for myself. There were questions I didn't know going into them. That was my first 8 rounder in Belfast. I didn't know how it was going to be over 8 rounds. I knew how I was going over 8 rounds in sparring, but I didn't know what it'd be like in a fight. And again, second half of the fight, I was thriving, and I had more rounds in me. But then going into the 10 rounder, again, I was questioning, I was like, oh, could I keep this pace for the 10 rounds? So I started a bit slow. And then the 10th round, I was probably like, heck, the first few rounds, I could have put this pace on and I still would have been good. But now I know that. Plus, I'm carrying less kilos, on my body than what I would have been carrying in them fights. So I can start faster. I can do all these things now. I've answered the questions to myself, and that's all that matters. I asked myself questions, I answered them, and now I know what to do with them. And I'm going to just bring that into this fight. The mental warfare thing, I don't really. No, it's not that I'm happy to engage and like to argue and all that. That's just Craig. He's just he's just a fucking idiot, like. So that's really the only reason is all that has happened. never an issue with the man, anything like that. You know, he hopped in the ring in Cork, blah blah blah. I played my part him and he started uh, gibbering on and stuff. I just found it very embarrassing what he was doing. So I just said, you know, that's why I kind of just pushed him and said, like, I'm just going to take your head off. I wasn't going grabbing a microphone or talking or any of that rubbish. And then his tone changed ever since. You know, he's kind of made it a bit personal and all that. So, yeah, no respect, absolutely no respect will be given to him in the ring on that night. So from the get go, just got to make him regret everything he's done. You know, it's not mentally going to affect my performance. Like I said, I have that experience now. He actually has mentioned a couple of times that he has all this experience, but I don't get what he means. He fought in Sky Sports. He's mentioned that a couple of times. So how did that go? Like, you know, I'm not getting into it, but just that's not a that's well, it is experience, but it's not. I think I've gained more experience in my last 3 fights than probably the majority of Irish boxers have this year, you know, because of what I had to go through in them 3 fights, you know, 2 fight of the year candidates, you know, against undefeated opponent in both the fights. And obviously, look, we expected more from the guy in Cork. Whatever blitzed him, he's gone. But yeah, just to bring all this now into the next fight and really, really, really punish him.
What do you obviously make of Craig? I know you've sparred rounds with obviously Graham McCormick obviously last week. Obviously Graham was his last obviously opponent for the Celtic belt. What do you sort of make of Craig as a fighter? Do you go in with that you're going and they punish him and you're going to bully him from the first bell to obviously whenever the fight finishes? What do you make of obviously Craig, and how do you see anything that he has that could obviously cause you obstacles in the fight?
Like I said, I'm not a fan of the guy. Um, I have to give him a bit of respect in his boxing. Look, you don't go and win titles in boxing and not be a decent boxer. He's a good fighter, but I just think he's a bit delusional going into this one with not for taking it, fair play for taking it, you know, but just some of the I think he thinks he's just gonna go in and blitz me or something, but I think he's in for a long, long night, or maybe a short night. We'll see. But yeah, look, I'm going into it. We have a game plan in place. I'm drilling that game plan, and I know once I drill that, I can just punish him in there. And once, like we said, I'm gonna really like I'm gonna punish him in the first couple of rounds, and then everyone's seen how much fun I have in them later rounds, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun.
Obviously, what a card it's stacking up to be as well. Obviously, yourself and Craig going for the Irish title, Graham McCormick and Dominic Donegan going again in a rematch for the Celtic title at middleweight. Thomas Carty announced, Tyrone McKenna, obviously IBO title fight. Emmett Brennan on the card, he obviously is maybe looking at the winner of obviously you and Craig. You've obviously a couple of other signings in Georgia O'Connor and Alex Dilmagani from Conlon Box on the card as well. 16th September in the RDS Arena. It just looks like it's a night not for anybody to miss.
No, it's class and it's unreal. Like it's one of them cards I would have been offered in my wildest dreams. You know, not to mind playing a key role in it. You know, having a title fight. I mean, like if you ever told me, oh, you're going to be fighting in a world title undercard in the RDS, probably would have been thinking first fight of the night, no one in the venue, 4 round or something like that. And just given to me as an offer to keep me happy. But no, we're playing a key role, I'd say. But I have a feeling I'll be fairly high up that card. 10 rounds for an Irish title fight. I have my chance to, really make a mark and put a stamp on the division. And, there'll be a lot of eyes on this whole card with the world title fight on it from even big promoters and stuff around the place. So this is what I look at as my moment. I've been talking about, winning them titles and them changing my career, but this is my moment to change my life. One enormous performance, um, one just put on a masterclass and show that I belong in the big leagues. Look, maybe not saying I should be there in the next fight or two. Obviously, I have to build my way to get there, and get a bit more experience for dim types of fights. But like, I'm definitely believe I'm a solid European level right now, which I wasn't last year. So we're going in the right direction. getting cards like this. The Galway card to me was crazy. The ESPN and everything. I thought that was nuts, and this is just blown out of the park altogether. This is it's class. It is class, and it's just a pity. It's a pity now. It's 4 weeks out, and it's going to get announced today, I believe. It's just a pity I couldn't get it announced 2 or 3 weeks ago, because even though the fight's not announced, I still have over 100 names down for tickets. And when I announce a fight, there's definitely 100, 150 more, going down for tickets. So like there's going to be a good crew heading up. And like mentioned, probably the biggest boxing fight in Kerry history. Part of Jamie fight last time, that's so I like that too. There's a good fan base down here now. Obviously after the last fight, I was thinking, oh, let's go to Kerry. We'll do Kerry, and I think there was a bit of interest. There were certain people saying stuff to me, promoters and stuff, and but when this RDS card started getting mentioned and the possibility of me being on it, I had to put that INEC one on hold, because look, it's a very small percentage of boxers get opportunities like this, and I just want to make the most of this opportunity and make sure that it's only the start of all these big fight nights, and not just a once-off thing.
Do you see this as an opportunity more like an addition? Obviously, you had your sort of first edition and obviously Galway with Colin Box. And you've obviously said very openly that obviously you respect Jamie Michael Conlon and Colin Box and what they're doing. They've looked after you. Do you see this an addition for you maybe to be signed by Colin Boxing in a way where sort of, is this surprise? It's on the table that the winner obviously gets it's like a sort of WWE type thing. It's like Money in the Bank sort of. You win this, become the Irish champion at super middleweight, and obviously the contracts there to be signed. You sign with Conor Boxing. Would that be the ultimate dream for you? Obviously, that would be the outcome. If you win the Irish title on 16th September.
Yeah, I think it's the other side of the table is looking at like a WWE contract, but yeah. Look, obviously, I've said that from the get go. They took good care of us in Galway. I enjoyed it. It was the easiest camp in the lot. There was nothing. There was nothing popping up. Nothing. Just there was no problems, no issues. It was all smooth rolling. Same again so far here. The only thing that's popped up was I remember being a crybaby on the other side of the table. That was it. And again, it didn't affect me that much. Just gave me a bit of sticking, got on with my day. That was it. But yeah, look, hopefully, but they're not going to sign no dope either, so I got to put in the performance. I have to put in the performance. Look, all I'm going to do, I'm looking to put in the performance of my life, and what comes off that will come off that. If I don't earn a contract from one of these big promoters like Condon Boxing, then I won't get it, and it's simple as that. So I've got to do the job. I've got to put in the performance. I've got to beat Craig. What comes after that comes after that. All I know is I'm moving on. I'm moving on. I said it the last fight. I wanted to get that Irish fight and move on to that European scene, and the only reason I'm staying back is because I want this Irish belt. So yeah, look, just get Craig out of the way now. Big performance on the night. Bring a big crowd from Kerry up. Everyone enjoyed the night. Make a bit of history for the county, and then up we go.
You've had dreams and visions, obviously, in 2023 that have fallen short twice. Obviously, here and the new on the 16th September. What will that obviously mean to you? Obviously, you've been back to the bar and Kerry twice. This year, obviously, and obviously the person that you are, you went back to your friends and family. Obviously, afterwards, it's respect for the support that they've given, but for you to finally land back in the bar with that Irish title around your waist or over your shoulder, what will that mean to you?
Yeah, it'll be class. Look, it will be class. Tell you what, it felt like it last time. It felt like I was in there with the belt. I think everyone that was there treated it as if I had won the fight. Everyone it was the same vibe. There was no funeral feeling. There was no feeling sorry for myself. There was no dead buzz. Everyone went. We had a bit of fun. Obviously that hurt, but I said, let's go. Let's have a bit of fun. I'm going to be over this in a couple of weeks, and I'm going to be marching on for what's next. And Craig had just won the Celtic, so I knew what was next. I knew it was next. That's why I jumped on the Cork show instead of getting a super middle fight straight away. If I can get there before everyone else, I believe, that I can stick my foot in here and get my shot. And lucky for me, I did. And ever since that happened, everything started falling into place. We got this offer for Cronin boxing, we got this, like, the timing is key. Like, a world title fight in Dublin does not. When was the last time outside of the Katie Taylor fight there was a world title fight in Dublin? I don't know. Maybe
You're going
I
back a bit, but I'm sure probably what Bernard Dunn days, probably what 2013.
yeah, I wouldn't even boxing then, I'd say, so like, it just goes to show timing is key, everything's falling into place. Now all I gotta do is blitz him in the night. But yeah, it's that's it. Timing is key. Look, I'm happy. I just want to get this fight announced now today, and just get my own Cruise Harbour tickets. The only fear I have is, when you see shows selling out tickets and stuff, and I just don't like when there's some of my own crowd, that are planning on going, and then there's no tickets left. So it'd be nice to just get it announced, get the ticket links off to these people, and yeah, everyone will have a good night then.
I guess a good thing for you as boxers, I think there's not going to be any physical tickets, so it's going to actually help you in a way that you'll obviously have your own ticket link, so people follow your link, and you will obviously get the commission and things off that. But it's good for you, obviously, just with over 4 weeks to go. 4 weeks today will obviously be weighing day. Obviously, we're looking forward to getting a good fight as well. But obviously, for you to then try to sell tickets and things in 4 weeks. We know the show, I think they're looking at a capacity of 5,000. So we know that tickets are going to fly out, but it means if people can get a link and get the tickets themselves without having to come and torture you over the last couple of weeks, it makes things easier for you.
Yeah, yeah, 5,000 isn't a lot of people in a world title fight. So the minute I get that link, it's gonna be boom, boom, boom. It's going after people. Like, it's I am waiting around. Craig and his he might have his 15,000 worth of people there. So yeah, so I need all the support I can get. But yeah, look, exciting times. We're getting announced today. Get the ticket sales done. Get the links out, and happy days. Get that Irish title around my waist and move on to bigger and better things.
And how do you obviously finally, and how do obviously you see the fight going on the 16th September? Are you predicting a stoppage? How do you see the fight playing out?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop him and get him out of there. I'm putting punishment on him, and it's stoppage will come with that. No, I think down this weight, I don't think people realize how hard I hit here until they actually hop in with me. And I even hear that in sparring with people, even when I'm not trying to throw hard. They always say it to me after. It's like that I'm a harder puncher than they would have expected. Like, and that's without trying to mill my shots. And look, I'm not going to be milling him from the get, or maybe I will. Look, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But he's not seeing the final belt. Not a hope in God. He's set the tone for the fight, and yeah, he's created my game plan.
Well, listen, thanks very much. It's time for your time as always. Obviously, I'm glad they see the fights get done. Obviously, I'm sure in 4 weeks down the line exactly, you'll be buying me my lunch in Dublin. So I'm looking forward. Make sure you bring your wallet from Kerry on the 15th of
Candlelit
September.
dinner.
Hey,
A candlelit dinner.
no candlelit dinners. But look, thanks very much for your time as always. Obviously, I hope the next couple of weeks go great for you. Obviously, in terms of camp and everything else. We'll catch up with you in Fight Week in Dublin.
Nice one. Appreciate it. And the
No
new.
problem. Cheers. Take care. Thank you. Thanks. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye.